Welcome to the Lovecraft tapes. A real play Call of Cthulhu. Fuck that shit. Start it over. God damn it. All right. No coughing, George. Welcome to the Lovecraft tapes. A real play Call of Cthulhu RPG campaign using Roll20.net. I am your keeper of arcane lore, Jeremy Boomstick Johnson. I hope I scared everybody. And your investigators of the unknown are Brian Johnson as Samantha Sam Brewster. It's an audio podcast, Brian.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was a...
Seriously, man, put your pants back on.
George Gallagher as Chuck Blaine. Still an audio podcast, guys. Come on. Still an audio podcast. All right. And Matt Zealish as Daniel Williams.
I thought we switched to 801 to video podcasting.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. We are actually recording 2 episodes, hopefully. So those of you watching, this is actually episode 3 of chapter 1 called Lights, Camera, Chaos. And I actually misspelled lights again. I think I say that every time. Weird. Anyways, I want to talk a little bit about the system that we're using now that we're 3 episodes in. Since we haven't played any heavy-duty role-playing games, I decided not to invest all my freaking money in the rule books. So thankfully, Chaosium Incorporated has a quick play startup for the new 7th edition quick rules, which I think just came out last year. I'm trying to find the copyright. Looks like 2013 is when it actually came out. So back in the day, before you kids were born, I purchased like every goddamn rule book known to man. And not only that, I'll tell you this much. I purchased all the rule books, and I would have started back in like 1982 or something. And you know, got all the D&D ones, all the Monster Manual, Dungeon Master's Guide, Player's Handbook, and then Monster Manual 2, and Deities and Demigods, and just
which version?
Well, this actually would have been that's a good question. It was what year was that? I mean, it was 82, 83, so it was AD&D, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. So there wasn't really even a version. It was just sort of the next step. And so since then, right now, 5th edition just came out last year for Dungeons and Dragons. But I always wanted to call it Cthulhu, so I purchased all of the Keeper's Handbook, and there's another one out there. It's the Investigator's Handbook, I think it's called. And these things weren't cheap. These were like, $50-60 per book. So I had a whole library of rule books sitting in my closet. And after the course of years, then of course I never, played them again. And then I got my brother and a couple of my friends back in, this would have been 2001, 2000, somewhere in there, to play a little bit. And I sold all my books, and then I repurchased all the rule books just so that I could play again back in the 2000s. So there was a gap there of like 10 years when I didn't even have it, or it was sitting in my closet. I sold them all online, along with every single dice, every little token, miniature, everything. And then I started buying all the crap back up again. And,
from yourself on eBay?
Yeah, from myself. I was like, I'll give myself a deal. No, you won't, you fucker. I got him in the end. Anyways, so then I purchased everything, and then I sold it again back in late 2000s because I had a friend, Darcy, who died, and so that just sort of fell away, and we never played it again. And now, of course, the joke's on me because here we are, 3rd iteration playing Call of Cthulhu again. Stop
selling your stuff.
I know. So I'm really thankful that Chaosium put out this quick start rules because it has pretty much all the core stuff that we need without getting too complicated. And I've really sort of fallen in love with podcasts like Call of Cthulhu or Cthulhu and Friends and D&D podcast, Drunks and Dragons. Both of those emphasize role-playing over rule sets. So I just want to say a couple words about what system we're actually using. And because we stumbled across Roll20, which some of the other folks other podcasts use, it's got most of that stuff built in. So it's got the character sheet, it's got the roles, it's got all that stuff baked right into it, which is pretty amazing. So it allows us to get up and running and get playing damn quick and collaborate pretty easily too. So anyways, that's all I wanted to say about that. So now let's talk a little bit about rather than assigning one of you poor fuckers the task of re-upping what has gone on before, why don't you guys all sort of pitch in and talk about what happened at least in episode 2. You can go back a little bit further to the beginning if you like, but go ahead and explain where you're at and what you're thinking.
I'm scared, and I'm thinking I'm scared.
I don't even know where 1 and 2 left off.
Well, 2 left off with me going back to the motel and seeing something out of the corner of my eye.
Well, what happened previous to that?
So I should have said, I don't know where we ended 1 and 2 began.
It's fine. You just go back to the beginning. Like what's been going on so far? What happened? Why are you in this predicament?
Well, we got called out to a movie set in
Yorba Linda.
Where are we? Yorba Linda, to investigate the disappearances of a couple of people. We've gotten incredibly little information in like 3 hours. Let's see.
We went into town to try to do a little investigating to see if we could figure out, is it someone from town that's causing the issues, or someone from the set that's disgruntled and doing something? And we just keep running into brick walls, but people keep disappearing. And the common theme is there's a thin man that's ripping people apart, but there's no proof of the ripping or of the thin man.
There's no proof of anything. Everything is speculation.
Well, no, there's proof, because I went on the date with the doctor and had a great time. Had a great conversation.
At that Italian place?
Yeah, the Italian place.
One of the 7 Italian restaurants.
Forget about it. And as I was getting ready to enter the motel room, I saw the thin man.
Or did you?
I don't know. I was pretty drunk.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
So I need to find out what the hell is going on.
Yeah, let us know. Because none of us know what's going on.
I gotta go.
Right? I'm out.
Right. Let's wrap it up.
Well, that's pretty much a quick encapsulation of what's happened so far. Do you have any? You've met quite a few characters. Any thoughts on those guys? I know you have a whole wiki here full of interesting notes.
Actors are assholes.
Are you starting to think about what might be going on, or?
I got to be honest, I have gotten nowhere in this mentally.
How about physically?
I've actually sat in this chair the whole time, so nowhere physically either.
How about sexually?
Oh, yeah,
a little
he's
bit, yeah.
golden 40, 50 times.
Emotionally, I'm completely attached to
Bill the
Wino. The old Korean heavy drinking vet who's been in and out of rehab but didn't. What does it say? Didn't have rehab. Been in and out of rehab. Parentheses. Didn't have rehab. This wiki is the worst.
What the fuck is going on?
I still would like to find that newspaper reporter.
Oh man.
Which you did go.
We found him.
Yeah, you
didn't
found
we?
him. Yeah, you found him.
Oh yeah, we did, Paul. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, he's right there.
Hey,
He's
Paul.
right in the wiki. There he is.
Hi, I'm Paul.
What the hell is that?
George.
I just want to emphasize the stupidity. I want to know who wrote that.
All right. Okay. And so right now we basically have Sam and
Much better.
and Chuck staying at the Tumbleweed Motel after really staying in town and doing a little bit of scrounging around there. They went and bar hopped looking for winos and other clues, and they tried to go see Joe Miller, and he was of very little help thanks to a shitty roll by Chuck.
Fun fact about Joe Miller. Joe Miller went crazy 2 days after Joe Miller went crazy.
That's true. That's true. It's bonkers even.
So Daniel is stuck doing gopher work back at the film set in sort of a
punishment for his rowdy evening.
Yeah, as a sort of faux undercover.
It was one bottle of moonshine.
Right.
After another, but that's not the point.
But he's over his hangover, and he basically crashed around midnight or 1 o'clock, I think it was. And so that's where we're at. So we're basically have Chuck is asleep in the motel. We have Daniel who's asleep in the bunks, the barracks at the film set, and then we have Sam who
is a whore. Who
is returning from
a date.
Her date
that I did nothing on.
Right.
Not for free.
Her platonic date.
That's right. Kiss on the cheek, yo.
With who's the doctor's name? I don't see him.
Bill.
Butt cheek.
Bill Stevenson. Dr. Bill Stevenson.
Gotcha, Bill Stevenson.
Hello, Billy.
Yeah.
I believe his nickname he said was Buffalo Bill. I didn't know what that meant.
Sorry, guys. I gotta pull up the NPC list. I totally forgot that. I got all my friggin' notes on there. Okay. There he is. Okay. Doctor.
I thought this was a professional.
The doctor is actually Richard Roberts.
Richard Roberts. Yeah. Where did Richard Roberts go?
Yep. I don't know if he's even on there, but that's.
Matt, put my boyfriend on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Who wants to go out with you tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
And the next day.
It's a lineup.
This time we're going to try the third Italian restaurant.
Right. Okay. So that's where we're going to pick it up. So let's get into it.
I'm anxious.
Sam.
I'm nervous.
Sam, as the tail lights pull away, you glance up towards the rooftops and you catch a figure, a very gaunt, thin figure, fleeting in the moonlight. What do you do?
I'm going to call out.
And what are you?
Who are you?
This isn't a rap battle.
As you call out, who are you? You feel a heavy hand fall on your shoulder.
What the fuck?
And you smell the scent of a freshly turned grave.
Jesus Christ.
And next to your ear, you hear, "So hungry."
Jesus.
I thought you just had dinner with the doctor, and he's already hungry?
Apparently that eggplant parmesan is not very filling.
Well, he was like 70, right? They probably went to dinner at like 4 p.m.
They went for the special at Denny's.
Sam?
I turn quickly and back up.
As you turn around and back up, you see a very thin, gaunt figure. And then you awake.
What?
You bolt upright in bed at the Tumbleweed Motel. You're still dressed. You're covered in sweat. Your head throbs.
Shower or something.
So a normal Tuesday then.
You know, come to think of it, I don't think I've ever heard about Sam showering. And we've been out here for like 3 days. That's disgusting.
There's something to be said for natural odor.
prefers her natural musk.
I quickly rush to the window and look out in the direction I first saw him.
You rush to the window. Excuse me.
To the window.
And you rush to the window, look out, and you can see the dawn approaching.
Dead of the dawn of the dead?
No, that's a woman
Dead
named
of the dawn
Dawn.
of the dead.
She's walking down the road. It's still 3 a.m.
Christ, what the hell?
Dawn is doing the walk of shame.
I quickly run over to the boss's motel room.
Well, before you can do that,
But I want to.
we'll leave you there. Chuck,
Greg.
you wake up slowly, snuggled in the bed at the Tumbleweed Motel. You hear this familiar sound. It sounds like the shower's running.
Was I sleep showering again?
It's a common problem.
Well, I better go investigate the shower.
You approach the bathroom, and as you approach, someone from behind the shower curtain says, "Can you hand me a towel, hon?"
The fuck?
Boy, that's awkward. Well, I guess I'll open the shower curtain.
Take a peek. Take a peek.
What do you do?
I guess I open the shower curtain.
And the shower is empty. The water is running. Daniel,
Dun, dun, dun.
you awaken, bleary-eyed, slowly. You can hear people moving around in the barracks getting ready for the day. And as you open your eyes, immediately you see on the nightstand a stack of books. And in the middle, you see one binding that stands out. It says, "The Mystery of Green Grove."
Dun, dun, dun.
Have I been sleep book stacking again?
God, we all need to just stop sleeping.
Oh, problem solved. Thanks. Thanks a lot, George.
All right, that's the end of the series.
That's
we all
it.
never see it again.
We all die of sleep
Thanks for
deprivation.
listening.
Nightmare on Elm Street. 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you.
Oh boy.
3, 4, better lock the door.
Hated that song.
5, 6, grab your crucifix.
6, 7, 8, better stay up late. 9, 10. Never
I
sleep
vote we end
again.
this, please. Please, for the love of God.
It's done. Once we get to 10, we're good. So, Daniel, what would you like to do, my friend?
I'm going to grab the copy of the mystery and read the summary on the back cover.
Okay. It is.
Bad choice. Just died of dysentery.
Damn it. Again.
Damn it again. Well, you see, it is the novel, and actually the blurb on the back of the book proclaims the follow-up novel, best-selling novel from William Gardner, the real-life story of the mystery of Green Grove, and it basically iterates how back in 1849. The town of Green Grove, everyone disappeared one day and were never heard from again, even though all of them had relatives in other places.
But do they have friends in low places?
Well, it is the country, so I suppose so. They're also raping in the wind.
Oh.
Whoa, whoa, hey.
You know,
Escalated.
what? Ooh. Well, I mean, it's she.
Hey. Whoa, wait.
I didn't know we were in New Zealand.
So it is William Gardner's novel that upon which the movie's being made. based upon which.
Okay. I'm going to take the book and I'm going to go try and find Bill.
Okay.
'Cause I think I have a few more questions about the real life mystery this movie is based off.
Mm-hmm. Okay, you strike off and go try to find Billy. Sam.
Real Bill.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. What would you like to do?
I'd like to curl into a fetus and just cry for hours, please. Can I do
Well-
that? Not into a fetus. I mean, into the shape of a. Okay.
To an actual fetus.
Not an actual fetus.
You probably do it in the shower, so when you come out, you're a little cleaner.
But stem cells, I'd be young forever.
It works. All right.
Oh, okay. So I believe I was at the point where I was going to run next door and pound on the boss's door.
Me? Ooh.
Chuck,
No,
you
sorry.
hear
Pound
something
on the
pounding at
boss's
door.
door.
And you
yeah.
you have one hand on the shower curtain, sort of looking at the shower when someone starts pounding on the door.
Well, I guess it can't get any weirder. I'll go answer it.
And Sam is there.
Mr. Blaine, Mr. Blaine.
Mister. Wow, that's nice.
You're my boss, jackass. It's the 50s.
The plane.
I saw him. I saw him.
Who?
The thin man. I actually saw him outside of my motel room last night.
And then what happened?
He touched me. He whispered in my ear, and I woke up in my bed.
Chuck, you can tell that Sam is pretty hungover. Her breath stinks of alcohol.
Of wine. It's not really alcohol.
So you woke up afterward in a bed.
Yes.
So you
Have
saw
you
something
exper-
insane.
Have
and
you
then woke up
experienced
in a bed.
anything strange?
That's some meta bullshit there.
Well, I tell you, sexist pig.
It's on the line. It's on the line. I'll allow it.
All right. Just some of my morning hallucinations.
Because I heard
What
a
happens
girl
when you
speaking and
use
showering in your room.
Magellan?
Court would like to stop and take a
When
moment
you pulled
to
the
ask.
shower curtain open, did you see anything?
If you didn't, I'll show you something now.
Shut up! You're at the camp.
I'd like to stop and ask Miss Brewster to point out where on the skinny doll she was
Sir.
touched by the thin man.
Sir, I'm terrified. I don't know what to do. I know what I saw. It was real.
Well, there's nothing we really can do now. Let's go outside and see if there's anything noteworthy in the scenery, wherever you saw him.
Okay. You're going with me, right?
I guess.
Could you please put pants on?
No,
Swinging in the wind.
it's the 50s.
No. Not really swinging so much as gurking.
Okay, so the two of you go out into the parking lot, and you see, pretty much an empty motel parking lot. A couple cars here and there. In the distance, you see the rooftops. Sam, you do know it. Why don't you give me a roll? How about a spot hidden roll? That seems about
Okay.
right.
I can do that. I can
Seems
do
about
that.
I
It
love
worked.
Hot damn tamale. You needed a 70 and you rolled a 33, which is a success. So you happen to notice that the rooftops that you saw last night,
Mm-hmm.
they appear to be quite a bit further away than what you recall them being.
Why don't we just take the city and push it somewhere else?
Inception.
Okay, Patrick.
I think I just discovered the multiverse, sir.
You mean AT&T Uverse?
No, God, no.
Please
God,
sponsor us.
That's back to the Stone Ages.
Hashtag totally not sponsored.
But we totally
You know-
would be okay with being sponsored.
Okay, so the buildings seem much further away. But over here, come over here by my room. This is exactly where I was, where he touched my shoulder and he whispered. so hungry or something similar to that in my ear. I'm so frazzled. I'm sorry.
But the buildings are farther away.
For some reason, when I looked over, they were literally 50 feet away. Now they're across the street. I don't understand what's happening.
I don't know what
You
to
know
make of
me.
that.
I'm a rational person. I don't understand why this is happening.
You're a woman in the 50s. I don't think I would believe you're a rational person at all.
You're hysterical. Get back in the...
That's right.
Make me a sandwich.
Well, I don't know what else we can do, but just keep going on our way.
Well, Chuck, why don't you give me a psychoanalysis roll?
Roll number 2 of the night. Don't screw it up.
Yeah.
All right, I needed a 60 and I got a 4. Success.
That's a 74, sir. And that is a fail. So unfortunately, you're unable to convince Sam that maybe she was dreaming last night. She's pretty damn convinced that this did happen.
Well, we just got to keep going on our day. Nothing else we can do.
Sam, do you feel the same way?
I don't. I honestly don't. Sir, we need to figure out what is happening to this town.
Yeah, that's what we got to keep going.
I'm not just scared for myself. I'm scared for everybody here.
Nothing else we can do. We just got to, let's just go. Let's get out and start.
Should we
doing
just keep
something.
swimming?
We should just keep swimming.
Flush it down. Flush it down.
Do you speak whale?
Okay. Can I take a few minutes? I need to go freshen up.
You have half a minute, starting 30 seconds ago.
Yep, it's the 50s.
Should be me. Okay, let's cut back to Daniel then. Daniel, you go up to William's trailer and get ready to knock, and the door opens, and William's staying there. He looks a little tired. He says, yes, Daniel.
Hey, I know it's a little early, but I never got around. I had a couple questions I wanted to ask you last night. Is now a good time?
Sure. Yeah. But I gotta get to the set here in a couple minutes. So, what do you need?
On the back of this book here, it says that this
my book.
is. Yeah, I've been perusing. It says it's based on a real life mystery.
Yes, that's correct. Mm-hmm.
Do you happen to just kind of give me the quick basics of what happened back then? It says like, 1 or 2 sentences on here, but I was hoping you knew a little more.
Whoa, so you want the Cliff Notes? Is that what I'm hearing?
More or less.
Did they have Cliff Notes back then, guys?
I was just wondering that.
I have no idea. Okay, so let me find the little blurb here. Okay.
I've been asking Tracy to do this forever.
Tracy? Who's Tracy? Tracy, so hungry. So hungry. All right. I know I've got this in here someplace. Sorry, guys. I've just got to find it real quick.
We can say whatever we want because this is going to get cut.
Exactly.
It'll be lost.
The real killer is Jeremy.
I cut everything.
Oh, you should
so
probably
like
talk to someone about that.
Down to 2 words,
Just remember, sideways for attention, long ways for results.
That's right.
Okay.
He goes to the 2-word podcast. Start, end.
The world's shortest podcast.
Okay, so he essentially gives you the Cliff Notes. What happened was the town of Green Grove was founded essentially as a gold mine, what do you call it, boom town. And so, of course, all of the prospectors fled or came to the town, flooded in. There was actually families. That's basically the gist of what you got, even looking at the movie set, because they have children there and houses, wives, families, and that sort of thing. And there were, easily a few dozen people living there on a regular basis. And then one day, they all simply disappeared. And essentially what a lot of the other historical books have told William, that the sort of fiction that he helped build a little bit based on these individual facts was the rumor is, the urban legend is, that the town of Green Grove was actually built upon a Indian burial ground, and the Indian spirits rose up and dragged the townspeople into the ground.
Jesus.
And
Big
that
move,
is,
man.
yeah. And he's like, see, Daniel, it makes a great movie, doesn't it? This will sell tickets.
Oh yeah, I'm terrified just listening to it, man.
Yeah, and can I be a little frank with you?
I'll go right ahead.
Can be a
After I'm
big
Bill,
Frank.
I'll be frank. Big frank. They pump and
Frank.
cook 'em.
Me too.
Don't call me Shirley.
Well, you know, I after I was so unhappy with the way that Days of Hell turned out, I wrote this book specifically to become a movie because, you know, I want to make some coin off this thing. So
Hey,
it's actually not much of a good book, but it makes a pretty good script.
hey, I mean, we're all just trying to get by around here. I don't
Yeah.
blame you for that.
Absolutely.
If only there was a way to turn something into a script without being a book first.
What would they call that?
We could call
Yes,
it like a
but then
screen novel or a screen musical.
Right, but you want to get all the marketplaces. See, it's diversification. So if
That's-
you were to like make a podcast, then maybe you'd want to hit all the social media things, and then
What's social
So
media?
wait, we're doing more than
What are you
MySpace?
talking about, Bill?
Insane.
Exclusively on MySpace.
we're on Yahoo, we're on AOL.
Whose space is it? God damn it.
Friends.
Anyways,
We're on Friends.
so Daniel, are you doing okay with the Gopher thing? I've been thinking, you know, maybe I could sign you up as my personal assistant, and that would give you a little bit more latitude to move around here.
I would. I'd appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
It'd be
Uh,
great.
So I was missing a stack of books. Were there any else with that?
Well, there was a stack of those in the barracks this morning. I
Oh.
assumed that some of the extras were doing a little reading.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
figured they wanted to get a little more into it.
Okay. Yeah. I wonder if maybe one of those folks who disappeared might have borrowed them. I can't quite recall if it was the assistant camera guy. I don't know. I can't remember. Anyways, I gotta get to the set, but I'll send word to the operations manager to let you move around, so you get a little bit more latitude to investigate things if you need to. Just
Okay.
keep me up to date, and I'll see you later. Okay.
Okay, thank you very
All right.
much, Bill.
Have a good day.
You too.
Great. All right, back to Sam and Chuck.
Sam, are you ready?
I'm ready, but a little nervous. I'm
So what
freshly
is your plan
showered.
of action?
Where should we
Should we
start,
go-
boss?
Should we try and get more out of Bill the Wino? See if we
We've
can
never
talk
seen
about
him, so no, we did see Bill, but we didn't see Will.
Who the fuck is Will?
Will is the other wino guy.
I thought that was Joe.
Joe is the security guard, museum
Mhm.
security guard.
Will is
Bill-
friends with Bill.
Bill is the wino.
Will is the one that got dragged away by the thin man.
There you
Oh,
have it.
dragged away.
There
Okay.
you go. Ran off with a thing.
So we're not gonna find Will.
Right.
We're getting
Thanks for the flowers, hand in hand. Whistling a soulful rendition of Old Man River.
Okay. So we should go
Greg.
see if we could find Bill the Wino again and see if he's sober enough to talk to us.
All right, that sounds good.
Because it's 8 a.m.
Right. Okay, where are you going to head?
Let's go to the
go
same.
down by the
Oh,
river?
he lives by the river. Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah,
to the
let's
river.
go to the river.
The river. Okay. So you travel down by the river. It is early morning. There are some seagulls pecking at bits of what looked to be pink chunks of meat. Might have been a
Oh.
fish dragged out of the water.
Poor dolphin.
I'm sure it was fish.
Probably just fish. Yeah.
I'm sure of it.
Probably just fish.
That matches the motif we're going with.
Billy.
Burler. Where's my Wino guy, anyways? I don't know where he is. And
The
so
boat.
it actually really kind of stinks, as if the river has dredged up something. It smells a little bit like, you know, when worms start to decay in soil.
Believe it or not, I don't.
Hmm.
That may surprise you.
Believe it or not, I
Sam?
do, and that's sad.
Sam, why don't you give me a?
I'm not giving you
I
anything,
don't know.
pervert.
Give me something, would you? Give me a little
Candy.
something. How about a con roll?
I'm sorry.
Con?
Constitution?
Yep.
The Constitution.
Or do you want
of
me
the
to go
United
to
States
prison?
of America.
Is that what you're saying?
I want
You
you
have
to
to
See
recite
how
the
well your
preamble.
oven works.
You needed
Woo!
a 60 and you rolled a 98, which is a failure, a
Oh,
really
boy,
bad
that's
failure. As soon
But
as you
the
get a,
first box says success.
That's right. We all
I
Also,
succeeded
that-
at failing.
so as soon as you get a whiff of both the dead fish flesh and
Mhm.
the rotting worms in soil, you have a quick flash in your mind, the breath of the thing that tapped you on the shoulder last night, and you lose any little last bit of dinner that was in your stomach.
Oh, damn, that was good
Spilled
too.
onto the ground.
Damn Italians.
You're not helping it smell any better out here.
Damn, I did.
You're not here, sir.
Yeah, right. Chuck, at that stage, oh, there he is. I got him right there. Okay. At this stage, Bill crawls out from some. What are you doing, B?
Sorry.
All right. Bill crawls out from a makeshift lean-to, and he's covered in newspapers, and he kind of looks blurry up to you. Hey, keep it down, would you?
Did you notice anything weird going on last night?
Who are you?
I bought you a lot of alcohol yesterday.
That's right. Yeah, what was your name?
Chuck.
Well, hi, Chuck. You got any more of that booze?
Maybe if you help me out, I will.
A
But
little,
don't you smell anything abnormal?
little breakfast if you got like I smell. He sniffs underneath his arm. No, smells about right.
Did you hear anything last night?
You mean besides the explosions in Korea? Damn Chinese took me.
Well, that's not going to get me far, is it?
What's not going to get you far?
You and your stupidity.
No, you don't know what you're up against.
What am I up against?
The Chinese, they'll bind you and drip water on your head for days.
Okay, but what am I up against here? Talk to me about the skinny dude.
Oh God, he was screaming. Poor Will. Have you seen him around? And he looks towards the pink flesh on the banks that the birds are picking at.
You think he has anything to do with that?
I need a drink. I just need a drink.
I'm not getting you a damn thing until you give me some more information.
Tell me what to say. I'll say whatever you want.
What happened to your friend?
Charlie in the bush. What? Fucking Charlie in the bush.
At least Charlie wasn't in the chocolate factory.
Oh. You know, that fucker took Will. Will was my only friend. That bastard. Just give me a gun. Give me a gun and I'll go after him.
Where would you go after him?
I don't know. I got used to track back in the day, back in the jungle. I could do it again.
Well, let's do it.
Let's do it. We'll hire you.
I just gotta
I'll pay you.
get cleaned up. maybe a shave, and a drink.
If you are willing to help us, we'll get you a room at the Tumbleweed Motel with us.
You
You
got
can
it.
shower and shave and
You got it,
whatever else.
mister. And he crawls out of the hovel and stands up a little wobbly legs, but then he gives you a snap salute.
All right.
And he follows you.
Nice.
Back to Daniel. That's you, man.
Oh.
You're Daniel.
Oh,
you
that makes a
sure?
little more sense. Okay, so
That explains why no one was talking.
now I need to figure out what I'm going to
Matt,
do. I don't
according
have
to your
to.
wiki, what's your character's nickname?
Don't know. I'm a little busy at the moment.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
So now that I don't have to go for things around, I can do all the
You can
snooping that I
badger.
want.
Or
You
Beaver?
got a little bit of lab too. Yep. You can do all the handies you want.
Put some lotion on for Craig.
Would you like a little Burt's Bees, maybe?
Yes.
We're desperate.
Burt's Bees.
So, can I walk?
You can do anything.
I know last time I walked the perimeter.
Yeah,
I
hope
want to
you
go
can
a
walk.
little farther out, walk a little bit of a bigger circle.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me a spot hidden. That sounds
boy.
like fun.
I blame George if I fail,
Come on.
and I didn't, so I don't need to do that.
All
Matt
right.
needed a 45 and he got a 107.
He got a 39. He succeeded. Okay, so you sort of walk around the perimeter, and I mean you basically see what you see or saw before, except for now it's the early morning light. You get a good. So you basically see a lot of tracks in the dirt. You see a couple cars parked here and there. You see a lot of people rushing around and getting some sets ready for some scenes. And you see, of course, the hills in the distance.
Okay. Well, that didn't help me as much as I was hoping it would. I guess I will head back to set and keep an eye on filming to make sure nothing odd starts happening.
Oh, you do spot, well, as you are going towards the set to make sure nothing odd is happening, you do pass by David Parker. He looks very distracted and extremely tired. He has dark circles under his eyes. He's actually on his way to makeup and wardrobe.
All right, guys. David Parker's the Thin Man. Case closed. Wrap it up.
This isn't an episode of Mood Lighting, Chuck.
Roll credits.
Or Murder, She Pooped.
Murder, she pooped.
It sounds painful.
Moon
He kind
died.
of brushes past you without even seeing you.
I'm gonna catch up to him and start talking to me like, "Hey, David, you look like hell."
Oh,
Wow, what a thick thing to say.
Well, yeah, I'm very tired. What? I'm sorry. Who are you again?
My name is You don't remember me? I was
What's your
temporarily an
nickname?
extra, and then
Tell me your nickname. I don't remember you.
I remember we talked in the costume room.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Excuse me. I really need to get to makeup.
Ass.
I'm sorry, young man. What did you say?
I said you have a nice ass.
He gives you a queer look, and then moves along to wardrobe.
That was close.
You would have had to perform.
Mhm. Exactly.
Chappy.
Luckily, I brought my first beef.
Who writes this in the wiki, man?
All right, keep in mind this is an audio podcast, boys.
To join in on the fun, please visit our wiki.
Mhm. So, Daniel, where would you like to go next?
I think at this point, I'm going to continue heading back towards set.
Okay,
Just kinda
you're on
Meander
set.
around.
You are meandering. Any intention?
I'm going to try and keep an eye out for anything that seems like it might be out of place.
Okay. All right. Well,
I've been there a few days. I'd
that's
figure
pretty
I'd be able to.
nebulous. That's a pretty nebulous wish. So you're going to have to be a lot more specific, sir.
I've been there a couple of days, so I get the feeling that I have a rough idea of what a day looks like.
Correct.
Things that are supposed to happen when they're supposed to happen.
Okay.
What they look like. I guess I'm trying to keep an eye out for any disturbances or anything that I would think would be an uncalled for deviation. I'm trying to think of how to specify what I'm thinking of here.
I know exactly what you're saying. So we'll move along to Sam and Chuck. Okay, so Sam and Chuck, you guys arrive at the Tumbleweed Motel with the Wino in tow. And he takes a shower, shaves up, and he seems pretty good, although he has some pretty bad shakes.
He makes the worst shakes. It's way too much milk and not enough ice cream.
They're pretty bad, actually.
They're just like
Too much
chunky.
milk, not enough shake.
But he does seem to be a lot clear-eyed. You grab a sandwich from the motel counter,
Sandwich depository.
and he wolfs it right down. Halfway through the sandwich, starts to jerk a little bit, like he's going to throw it back up, but then he calms down and continues eating. And he puts the plate down and says, I need two things, a bottle and a gun.
Hmm.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know about that either.
If you want my help, those are the two things that I need.
Wasn't that one thing?
I was about to
A
say.
bottle and a gun.
Okay, I cut out for the bottle part.
Okay.
Well, I'll give you one of the two.
It needs to be both, young man.
How about this?
Were
I'll give you
you
the
an
gun.
officer?
I'll give you the gun now, and when we finish tracking or doing whatever we do for the day, you give me the gun back and you get the bottle.
The gun is no good without the bottle. This is not a steady hand.
So I'll give you a machine gun.
I just need a
Spray
little
and
bit.
Sir, can I talk to you for a minute real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Excuse us. We'll be right
Young
back.
lady,
I-
I'm talking to this gentleman.
What?
I step a couple steps away in
Sir.
motion for the boss to come over.
Okay. What?
I'm going to give him my gun.
And
And I'm
then
out.
Brian dies.
I did? Hello?
Hi.
Hello, B.
Okay.
You're back.
George did. Okay. Give him my gun, but I'm going to take the bullets out and keep them in my purse. Do you have a bottle for him?
We'll get him one.
Sam, why don't you give me an intelligence roll?
I'm not very smart.
No, the character.
Oh,
All right. You needed a
I
7
think I'm
or
pretty
below, you got a
smart.
9. Well, you're pretty smart to know that if you give him an unloaded weapon, he's a military person. He would know it's unloaded.
I'll give him one bullet.
You're
Russian
gonna
roulette.
put- You're not. You rolled very well. You're not going to put anything over on him.
Yeah.
Well, let's give him a, I don't know, fifth of a bottle or something like that. Enough to take his edge off, but not enough where he'll
At this
forget
point,
who we
I
are,
think we
you know?
just need to move forward once if we're going to use him at all.
All right, let's just go for it. We got nothing else going for us.
We've got to.
I
We
guess
just
we'll
got to
just
keep an eye
give
on
him what he wants and suicide by wino.
Yep.
Okay, so you give him a fifth of bourbon. Yeah, probably whiskey. Let's be honest, not bourbon.
Wild turkey.
Really like the cheapest, crappiest
turkey.
rye whiskey you can find. And he immediately
Wild
takes a
turkey.
long pull, and then with some effort pulls it away and puts the cork in it, and then reaches out for the gun.
Yeah,
give him
this
my
is
22.
terrifying.
Takes the gun, checks it, clocks it, breaks it down, loads it back up, puts it back together, puts it in his waistband.
Now I take the bullets out.
And then he
It
looks
was a sleight of hand trick.
He looks Sam straight in the eye and he says, "So what's the game plan, little lady?"
We
Sam's
need you to
always
track
getting
him.
with them older boys.
I saw him last night. He was right by the motel.
Where
He put his
at?
hand on my shoulder outside my room.
You saw him outside your room?
Mm-hmm.
Behind you?
Yes.
You're lucky to be alive.
I was thinking the same thing.
Thin Man Wants to Sleep with Sam.
Well, he's out there hunting.
I'd ship that one.
Why would he not kill me?
I can't say. I'm not sure.
You can say it. It's okay.
I can't. He promised.
Wait, why didn't he kill you?
I ran away. He took Will. That's all he needed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Needed. That's all he needed.
So I'll ask you again, little lady, what's the game plan?
Well, the last place that I saw him was at the motel. Let's start there.
Well, he only comes out at night.
And the time
You said
is...
you were the one with tracking experience.
Exactly.
I'll help you find him. Absolutely. I could add my spot hidden rolls to yours.
What's the spot?
That's what we want. Let's add rolls together. Great.
So he's been taking people all over the city. So I think we just need to position ourselves at a good spot. Maybe he seems to like hanging around down by the river. And maybe the rooftop of one of the taverns. That's the best idea I got.
That's where
I
I
like
think
it.
I saw him, was the rooftop.
So I think we're on to something.
Sam, tell him about how the buildings were different. See if that brings anything to him.
When I first saw him, it was out of the corner of my eye, and it looked like he was on the top of a building, and that building was about 50 feet away. But this morning when I woke up, the building was obviously 200 to 300 feet across the street.
Boy, that doesn't ring any bells. That's
All right,
very
anything-
strange, little lady.
Yes, it's very strange.
Yeah, that's
And my
the
name
first
is Sam.
noteworthy strange thing here.
Okay. Well, I don't have any idea. Did you have a little bit of this last night? Maybe. He jiggles the rye whiskey.
Oh, whew, whiskey? No. I didn't know if the middle of this was...
Because before down by the river,
Mhm,
down by the river, when you got a little sick, shall we say,
mhm.
I thought I detected the scent of wine.
Yeah, I had wine. I didn't have whiskey.
Maybe a little too much.
Maybe a lot too much.
So maybe what you saw last night wasn't real?
So what you saw wasn't real and didn't take your friend?
Oh, my friend's gone.
And I can describe exactly what he smelt like and what he said to me. It matches what you have told us.
And I believe you.
I believe me too.
Well,
let's go get set up wherever we decide is best.
Okay. He says, "Follow me," and he tracks back towards the river and the taverns. Daniel, you've spent a couple hours on the set. It's past lunch now. You went in and had a little bite to eat. Everybody seemed to be pretty excited that they're going to be wrapping up in about 4 to 5 days. Everything seems to be going pretty well. You do notice that David Parker is in deep conversation with the director, Stephen Goulding, and they seem to be a little at odds. They're kind of having an argument.
Can I get close enough to eavesdrop without making it too obvious?
Why don't you give me a listen roll?
Or a sneak roll, whatever one is higher, please.
Yeah. All right. You need a 60 and you got a 37, so you succeed. And I see Brian may have dropped out here. You still there, Brian?
Leave it to him to completely
so.
blow it.
Yeah, I think he.
All right,
he
Sam's dead.
So.
On the way to the bar, Sam has a heart attack.
He just suddenly drops dead. Someone pulled her plug before she could jack out of the Matrix.
So yes, you easily overhear Stephen Goulding, talking with David Parker, and essentially they're arguing about. Hi, Brian. Welcome back.
I was in the bathroom.
Oh, did you go pee-pee?
Yeah.
You make a pee-pee? All right.
Couldn't you take your key with
you? So they're basically arguing over his David Parker, his lack of enthusiasm in the last scene, and even with makeup, you can tell he's quite tired and pale and drawn, and deep circles under his eyes, and essentially Stephen is intimating that David might be drinking too much. And at which point David Parker just gets up and leaves in a huff.
Oh boy.
Can I follow him?
Sure.
Only if you're in a huff too.
Yep. So he and actually give me a sneak, why don't you? Is that a thing on there? Sneak?
There's
or stealth or something?
stealth.
I think sneaks are one.
No, so there's stealth. I don't think sneak.
Stealth. I don't see sneak.
So stealth is it. Give me a stealth.
Oh, this follow didn't last long, did it?
All right. All right.
Oh my God.
You got 20 and you got 12. So so
Damn.
you're able to basically shadow him a little bit. He stalks off out of the mess hall, and he's unbuttoning his wardrobe as he goes, and he throws it on the ground. He's got normal clothes underneath, and he stomps off, and he hops into a Jeep and starts it up, guns it, and heads off towards Yorba Linda, just as fast as he can.
Okay. Well, do we know if Bill is anywhere around? I want to go find him and see if I can't figure out if he knows what's wrong with David.
Okay. After a few minutes, you easily find William Gardner. He's actually talking with Chris, the cameraman, and they seem to be discussing a scene or something. And he sees you approach. He's like, "Oh, hi, Daniel. How's it going?"
Hey, I just saw David drive off in a bit of a hurry. I thought we were still shooting.
Yeah. And Chris pipes up and says, "Yeah, that asshole. He's totally unprepared for today." And then William looks at Chris and says, "Chris, would you excuse us for a minute?" And Chris sort of wanders away with a abashed look on his face. And he goes up William goes up to you and it's like, "Sorry about that. I'm trying to cut down on the innuendo and rumor around here." So David he forgot his lines. He was having a really rough time of it today. Sorry. Hang on.
Bad podcast.
Bad podcast. And I think he's been staying up too late. It might be just the pressure of it. I'm not sure, but I guess I'm a little worried that the pressure just might be a little too much for him right now. I think I got word that he sped off, so maybe he's going to go blow off some steam. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
sometimes he likes to go up in the hills and just commune with nature, and then he'll come back and he'll be better.
Yeah, I saw him. I was walking around this morning, and I saw him, and he looked awfully tired.
Yeah. See what he's something's been eating at him. I don't know what it is, but
The Thin Man.
At him, not eating him.
Oh,
eating him out. Now what?
Oh, wait.
So,
Italian.
This is a family show.
so anything else, Daniel?
No, that'll be it. I'm
Okay.
gonna keep my eyes open, see if we can't figure out what's happening with David.
Okay, great. So essentially, Sam and Chuck and Bill the Wino decide that it would be best to take residence on top of the Old Goat Tavern down by the river.
Good name.
You have a pretty good view. You have basically a 360 view, rooftops, and as you know, there's basically 3 taverns. They're just like a little alley in between each one, and of course there's other large warehouse buildings and that sort of thing. The hospital's not too far away. You can actually see it in the distance, and but it's pretty comfortable up there. You got a nice view of the river. And the highway nearby, you can see lights and that sort of thing. And essentially, you're just waiting for nighttime.
I don't want
Daniel,
nighttime.
what would you like to do with the rest of your late afternoon?
I hang around the parking lot and try and I'm going to keep an eye out to see if I can spot David when he comes back.
Okay. Why don't you give me a spot hidden roll?
Ooh, screw you guys.
Wow.
I'm going to Vegas.
Nice. You needed a 45. You got a 40, so that's a success. You do see him pull back in after a little while. He actually he has a Jeep, so he can go off-roading, and so he does come around from basically between the hills. You see in the distance there, and he arrives in a cloud of smoke. Kind of gives it a little bit of a slam on the brakes action, and he appears to be a little happier, and he jumps out of the Jeep and happens to notice you. He's like, "Hi, Daniel, how's it going?"
Oh, doing pretty good. Having a little fun off-roading.
Oh, a little fresh air always helps improve the mood.
Oh, no arguments there.
So, what scenes do we have to shoot today? I think there's 1 or 2, isn't there?
I believe we have 2 more today. People are
Great.
gearing up. I think we're ready to roll right on into it now that you're here.
Excellent. So why don't you come with me? He slaps you on your shoulder and sort of drags you along. Let's go see Stephen. I think I owe him an apology for my behavior.
Lovely. Let's
And
see
then
if
how
we
about
can't
you and
find
I
him.
have dinner?
You know what? I'd be willing to help you with the apology, but Bill is kind of taken to having me do some of his work for him, being all busy.
I'll
and stuff.
talk to Bill. Don't you worry about that. You and I will have a nice little candlelight dinner. I'm really interested in the work you've been doing.
All right, so David Parker's the Thin Man. Let's wrap it up.
Every person's the Thin Man.
So
Sam
he essentially
Samus.
drags you into the set, and you have a quick words with Stephen, who is very accommodating. He's like, "No problem, David, no problem. Just let us know when you're ready, and we'll start the scene." And William comes up to you, Daniel, and he's like, "So, any news? Where has David been?"
As far as I know, he's been out and about in the hills. He
Okay.
kind of drove back through a cloud of smoke, slammed the brakes on, hopped out, and seemed to be a lot better.
Great. Did you sense any alcohol in his breath?
Not that I could tell.
Okay. Whew. I was so worried about that. Thank God. I kind of thought maybe he had a bootleg system out in the hills or something, but that's clearly not the case. So I appreciate you keeping an eye on him. And if you wouldn't mind, just spend a little time with him tonight and is. Just try to keep him happy if you can.
I will do my best.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Back to Chuck and Sam and Bill the Wino.
Billy.
Really,
So
That sitcom.
you are on the rooftop of the tavern, the Old Goat, and night has completely fallen. There is a full moon tonight and wisps of cloud obscuring the moonlight occasionally. It's nearing midnight. And you see something
moon.
washed to the shore of the river.
Oh,
Ooh, do we get to
It
play I
looks
Spy
like-
now?
Looks like a body.
I spy the rotting corpse. Is it
That's not
that
how
one?
the game works,
No,
George.
not that one.
What is that? I
That's,
point.
Can't tell. It looks kind of like a body.
Let's wait this one out. Us going to look now isn't going to change anything.
Bill takes another pull from the bottle. It's about half empty now. He cocks the gun. Daniel, you're having a nice meal with David Parker. He's a very charming guy once you get to know him.
Hmm.
And he tells you many stories of his exploits in Hollywood and, sleeping with this starlet and that starlet. And, basically. And he's getting a little bit
Scarlett Johansson.
drunker and drunker as he goes along. And then he says, well, I got an early curtain call. I've got to go to bed. Did you need anything else?
No, man, I'm good. I'm with you. I have stuff to do. I think hitting the hay a little early is gonna be good for me. You know what they say: early to bed, early to rise.
It is 10 p.m. So have a good night, Daniel. I'll see you in the morning. 6 o'clock.
You know it.
Excellent. All right, have a good night, my friend. And
You too.
He titles off towards his trailer.
As soon as he walks off, can I follow him back to his trailer to make sure he doesn't go anywhere?
Give me a stealth.
Oh. I have a feeling I'm not going to get this lucky 2 times in a row, but we'll see what happens.
What's the worst that could happen? All right, you
Yeah.
need a 20, and
That's
you
the
rolled
worst
an
that could
82.
happen.
So you see his light go on for a couple minutes as he's in the trailer. You can kind of see his shadow inside the trailer, and then a couple minutes later it goes off, and pretty soon you hear snoring.
Okay.
Good job.
Oh, I thank
Good job. Good job.
you. Okay. Could I hang outside of his trailer for a little bit just to make sure he's
You can do anything you want.
okay. I'm gonna hang out. It's only 10 o'clock. I feel like I could hang outside his trailer until maybe somewhere close to midnight before I head out.
Okay, you hang out till midnight, and that's it. You hear more snoring.
Okay. So I guess at this point I'm going to head back to the barracks, take a shower, and then hit the hay.
Okay.
Because unlike
Sounds good.
Sam, some of us know what personal hygiene is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Why don't you give me a spot hidden?
Where's my mouse? There it is.
All right, you needed a 45. You rolled 36, so you go to sleep and have a wonderful night. Okay. Sam and Chuck and
Yeah.
Bill the Wino. So you spend a couple minutes looking at this shape, and it looks like a body, and then it submerges in the river until it's no longer visible.
What the hell? Could
Well,
that
Why
have
don't
been Bill?
Why don't you give me a spot hidden, each of you?
I'm gonna let
Screw
Bill
it
Bill go.
Yeah.
first.
George.
Chuck.
Chucky is good.
All right, you both easily make the spot hidden roll, and as you watch the body submerge, you hear a scream behind you.
What the fuck?
You both whirl, and you see Bill the Wino disappear over the edge of the tavern, the Old Goat. A long, skinny arm pulls him over, and you smell freshly turned soil. And that's where we're going to end this episode.
Oh.
Oh.
Thank God. My liquor budget was not high enough to accommodate him much longer.
Bill was a liability.
I need my gun back.
Right? So, okay.
His tracking ability was like, oh, we saw him over there once.
Okay, so I'm going to quickly do the outro here. And then we can take a quick break. So we'll do the whole Twitter thing. Okay.
Was that the result of both of our spot hiddens? Was we saw him disappear?
Yes.
Wow.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I was really, I don't know, how do you guys feel about doing a sanity check?
I'm good with it. I'm already insane.
Let's go ahead and incorporate that before we take the break. And I can actually take this little snippet and move it back in editing-wise.
Through the magic of editing.
Through the magic of editing. So,
where's the sanity at?
Meanwhile, back in Yorba Linda.
It's not a skill, it's above skills.
Yep.
All right, I got it.
Underneath characteristics.
So
we roll
Sam
that?
and Chuck.
Yeah, yeah, you roll it.
He's giving a sanity roll.
You see him rolling and hating.
Chuck, you made your sanity roll. You need a 50 or below, and you got a 44.
No, that's Brian. George did not make his. He needed a 63.
That's like.
I
No,
got
that's just-
Sorry, Sam, you did make your sanity roll, which is very odd. Chuck, you are shaken to your very core. So I'm going to
Kill you.
make a quick little roll here.
Oh boy.
Doesn't seem very quick.
64. Okay.
Is that a regulation dice?
It's totally regulation. Totally regulation. So, Chuck, as you see this long, thin arm reach up to grab Bill, you hear a voice in your head. It says, "Can you hand me that towel, hon?" And you black out and fall to the roof. And that's where we'll end it.
Phew.
Okay. So
In your face, loser,
That's
it's
it.
real.
I should have gone to Vegas when my luck was doing better.
All right. That's it for this episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Feel free to reach out from Beyond the Veil with any comments or reviews. You can find us at thelovecrafttapes.com and on Twitter at Lovecraft Tapes. You can find me on Twitter at Boomstick Brew. You can find Matt.
You find me on Twitter at the real weird kid if you want to listen to my ramblings.
And who wouldn't? They're weird. They're real weird. And if you want to get in touch with Brian or George,
We're on Friendster.
Yeah, I have the can on a string. It's right outside my front door here.
that'll
Send
work.
smoke
It's up on
signals.
MySpace.
Just fold up a paper airplane in Euclidean geometry corners and then throw it at
AOL Instant Messenger username XX Soccer Girl XX.
69.
XXX 360 no scope 420 blaze at XX.
Elite Hacksaw.
So thank you again for listening, and we'll catch you next time on episode 4. Bye.
Bye.
All right, cool. Let's take a quick couple minute break. I'm going to go pour a beer, and then we'll be back.
I should have quit while I was ahead.
You are ahead. You are ahead.
Oh, my rolls were going so well too. I had a
know.
12 on my stealth.
I know, that
I
was
was like,
crazy.
holy fucking shit. And then no. And then I blew the next two.
That's my job.
Oh.
Mm. Okay.
I'm still not totally sure if there's something up with the movie still, or
I don't know. That's like a dead end at this point for us. It seems like, but you don't know what's going on with us.
yeah, I have no idea what you guys are up to.
'Cause
All
it's
I know
been
is
2
I think
days,
David might
really.
be either gay or bisexual, and I probably should not have made that nice ass comment.
You shouldn't have. That he was hinting, by the way, for you to do more than just have dinner that night.
Yeah, I
He's
was,
like, "It's only 10 o'clock," is what he was saying. Do you
yeah.
need anything else, like a
That's
back?
why I was like, no.
Do you need a back rub or
I'm
foot
good.
massage?
Blowjob. What? Who said that? I didn't say that.
Give everybody a foot massage.
That's why I was hoping that something would happen, because him being super tired in the morning, I figured.
Yeah, that was weird that he was all super tired and crazy, and then he went out for an hour or so, and it was normal.
I'm wondering
That
what
was
I missed
weird.
because I blew that spot hidden roll.
Yeah. I don't know. Now, I had a lot of lag, and your voice cut out a lot, Jeremy.
Yeah, I think it's on your side, B, because
It could be, but I have good internet.
I know, but you dropped. Well, I guess you went to the bathroom, didn't you?
I went to the bathroom. I didn't drop out. I didn't hear what you guys were saying until I got back. But
It's cool. If it's
I just shut my camera off, so it didn't show me
Like
getting up and
this.
getting, yeah, just boop.
That's
See?
creepy as shit.
It's easy.
Boop.
Creepy as shit.
I'm gonna draw a picture of a thin man, so when I do this, it's him.
Okay, so let's get back into it. I will bring up my intro, outro.
How many
Why don't we have a
viewers do we
theme
have?
song yet?
I'm sorry, say again?
Why
We
don't
should
we
have
have
a
a
theme
theme song? And how many viewers do we have?
I don't think we have any viewers right now. We got 0.
Oh, cool.
Are you really surprised?
As far as the live one goes. I mean, we're new, and I've just started. I've been, and you guys can do this too if you want. On Google Plus, I joined the Call of Cthulhu RPG community, so I've been posting things there and sort of interacting with folks. On Twitter, I follow, Drunks and Dragons, Geekly Inc., basically any podcasts that are RPG or Cthulhu related, and just interact with those and get the word out. It's going to take a little while to do that.
Yeah.
But until we actually have produced podcasts that we can upload to iTunes and Google Play and so forth and Stitcher and all that, then we shouldn't expect anything at all, really.
Right.
Maybe just a couple curious folks, but
Click on it and then click off it and then click on it again and then go a little bit slower but fast at the end.
until
Ooh
you're
la
chapped.
la.
And I feel really ashamed. Podcasts are horrible.
Podcasts are hard. Okay,
You're
so
horrible.
So with
I
Matt's
got
camera
the-
off, everybody's streaming perfectly. Oh.
so sad. So sad. Yeah.
Bye.
So okay, so we're gonna get right back into it. It'll be the same sort of thing. I'm gonna keep it quick on the housekeeping because there's not really a whole lot other stuff we can talk about. So we'll do the same spiel, and then you guys can just sum up the scenario that just happened as if it were last week. So we'll do that.
It's time to do
All
the
right.
time warp once again.
Let's do the time warp.
It is now next week.
On at Draft House Kalamazoo, they just added
I saw that.
a few showings.
Yeah.
Did you see
Yeah.
that?
Rocky Horror Picture Show's back in theaters.
Yay.
I wonder if they're going to let you
Sing
throw the
along.
toilet paper and stuff.
Great
It'll
Scott!
be the whole, it'll be everything crazy.
It's raining, squirt guns go.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that was not
Okay.
a squirt gun.
Let's go ahead and do this.
I
And
quit.
all right, we're good. Okay, So let's do it. Welcome to the Lovecraft Tapes, a real play Call of Cthulhu RPG campaign using Roll20.net. I am your keeper of arcane lore, Jeremy Boomstick Johnson. Of the unknown are Brian Johnson as Samantha Sam. I forget your last name.
Brewster, I'm so cool.
Brewster, that's right. Nice. And George Gallagher as Chuck Blaine.
Oh, I actually go by Samantha Brewster now.
It's an old joke. Come on now. And Matt Zealish as Daniel Williams.
Chappy.
Puppy power.
I hated Scrappy.
Scrappy Doo is the worst. I think we can all agree on that.
He was evil.
Amen.
He was evil.
Remember that?
Yeah,
The first
dick.
live action one they did, he was the villain.
Yep.
God, that movie was terrible.
It was not terrible. It was a solid C
Yes, it
movie.
was.
Solid C movie. Just like your education.
Oh,
Let's see.
my education was a solid C movie.
Exactly.
No, but I didn't
All right, well,
sleep with my professors to get that solid C movie.
Oh.
And on with the mission.
On with the mission. On with the show. All right. So just wanted to thank everybody for listening. This is episode 4 of Chapter 1, Lights, Camera, Chaos. And how about the investigators let us know, let the listeners know what they've been up to this last episode, 1 week ago.
Well, a lot has happened on our end. The boss and I hired a wino, Bill, to help us track down the Thin Man. He thought the best spot to be would be on top of the pub, right up on the roof. And we were sitting there all night, nothing happening. All of a sudden, we spotted something down by the river. It looked like a body floating. It was a body floating. And all of a sudden, Bill got ripped off the roof by the Thin Man. And now
Okay,
I'm here
well,
alone.
To be fair, we don't know.
And
it
my
was the
boss
Thin
passed
Man.
out.
It could have been a
Well, you don't know
different, long,
anything. You're
skinny
passed
arm
out, buddy.
abducting people. I'm just
That's
saying,
true.
let's not
That's
speculate.
true.
That probably wasn't a body. It was probably just a very convincing piece of driftwood.
Or maybe Sam's just seeing things.
Or I'm just seeing things.
It's a Loch Ness monster, and he was about to ask you for about
On the
tree
roof.
fitting.
Sam's seeing things. And Bill the Wino seeing things.
Everybody's just seeing things. Bill the Wino's not seeing much right now.
I know it's Sam's ceiling. It's the ceiling of a lot of different hotel rooms lately.
Oh.
Just yours.
Technically true. All right.
Mm-mm-mm.
So, Daniel, how about your character?
Dan has been up to gophering and personal assisting and ass complimenting and dating the main lead in the movie. We had dinner. It was nice. And then I followed him back to his trailer and watched him while he slept, just to make sure he wasn't doing anything in the night that he shouldn't be doing.
Definition of creeper.
It was strictly platonic.
Lovely. Okay. And Chuck, I believe you're currently passed out. Is that correct?
That is correct, sir.
Why is
He
that?
didn't even get a swig from the fifth. You lightweight.
That is because I rolled poorly.
In part, that is true. But was there anything
What
that
caused
occurred
it?
Well, we already discussed the wino being abducted by the alleged Thin Man. Again, let's not speculate.
But why would you have reacted so violently?
Oh, the murmuring. The utterance in my ear that was the same as the one in the hotel room with the ghost
He's
shower.
afraid of showers.
Okay. So, as we last left our investigators, Daniel is fast asleep after having watched over Daniel Parker, the star of the movie, to no effect. And Sam is now standing on top of the Old Goat Tavern with having just seen Bill the Wino disappear over the edge, being grabbed by a long, skinny, creepy-looking hand. And Chuck hits the ground, or hits the rooftop, passed out, cold.
I rush to Chuck as quickly as I can. Smack him on the
Alright.
cheek, try to wake him up.
Okay. Why don't you give me a roll of some kind? Well, what kind of roll would that be, do you think?
Probably my most strengthful one.
Most strengthful.
Something like heal or
Mana. Let's see.
anything like that.
First aid.
First aid's awesome.
That's all I got, I think.
Give it a whirl, buddy.
I've got ride.
All right, you needed a 30, you rolled a 98, which is an
Oh,
utter-
great. I pushed him off the roof.
You made it worse.
He appears to be out cold. Chuck he's gone into the depths of his mind, which he cannot be retrieved.
I rush over and look over the edge where Bill the
Give me a spot
Wino was
hidden.
pulled.
Spot hidden is a 5, which is very nice. You need a 7.
I have eagle eyes.
Eagle eyes marijuana?
Legal.
No, eagle eyes, Matt. We don't care
Oh.
about the legalization. We care about the eagleization.
Eagle eyes.
Eagles
We just
deserve
want all
pot, too.
eagles.
America.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
So, you see Bill's legs disappear around the corner of one of the other taverns, and you see your 22 laying in the dirt right at the base in the alleyway.
Yay, you get your gun back.
I'm not going down there. I go over and lift up Chuck's head and put it on my lap and just cradle him and hoping that he wakes up,
Hello,
Fear of
Dolly.
now.
terrified out of my mind.
Okay. Why don't you roll me? And this is you can use the dice roller app from within the map there. Roll me a D10, and that's how many minutes it'll take for Chuck to come to.
Okay.
So about 4 minutes goes by, and he starts to come to.
Okay.
So Chuck,
Are you okay, Chuck?
You find yourself lying in the lap of Sam.
It smells down here.
God.
Chuck.
Yeah.
I think
Like
that's
the
Thin Man, the death that he brings.
That's what I was saying. So far south. Anyway,
I don't think she's ever done it on a rooftop.
I don't know. It's not what I hear about Sam.
It's the strangest place she's done it, in the butt.
What's Sam's nickname again?
All right.
Anyway, I'm awake.
Yep. You are.
Are you okay? I don't know why everybody's laughing. This is great. This is a podcast, though, guys, just to let you know.
Oh, what? We didn't make it a video podcast all of a sudden?
All right, Sam, what happened? Where are we? What's going on?
What do you remember?
Nothing.
Bill's gone. It took him.
Shit.
I think we need to get off this roof.
Let's try to get back to the motel, I guess.
I need to get my gun. It's at the bottom.
Oh.
Oh, is it worth it?
Lube it up.
Stick it way up.
No, it's an audio podcast.
Oh. I'm going to start down the ladder. Can you cover me?
Mm-hmm. All right, I'm going to roll for covering.
Okay.
I don't even think that's it.
Sam?
Nope.
Give me a stealth.
Yeah. A stealth.
She's on a ladder. Give him a climb so you can break your ankles.
I didn't want to do that.
We fail every roll that we do.
All right, stealth 40, and you just failed with a 44. You climb down the ladder,
And
and you're standing in the alleyway. Above you with his gun pointed down towards you.
At, not towards, directly at.
Cap. No. And you see your 22 lying there in the dirt, about midway between the middle of the alley and to where the corner of where the alley opens up between the two taverns.
Okay. I slowly walk out, looking over both shoulders to grab it.
At the same time, wow, that
You
takes talent.
You move towards the gun and reach down to grab it. And just as your hand is about ready to grab it, you hear a voice come out around the corner. Hey, who's out there?
I grab my gun quickly.
Roll for grabbing.
And you see a barkeep that you saw yesterday come around the corner looking down the alleyway.
Publisher's clearing.
Who's out there?
It's me. It's Sam. You met me yesterday.
Do you have a minute
The
to talk about our
investigator.
Lord Jesus
What the
Christ?
hell are you doing out there?
I'm trying to figure that out myself. Sir, can you
What's
get
all
down
this
here?
blood?
I'm coming.
Whoa.
What's going on?
Who's that? Who's up there? He has a baseball bat.
That's my boss. He's coming down.
What are you guys doing? I'm going to call the police.
Good. Someone just
He
got
moves
abducted.
back
I
Please
think
call
that
them.
might be the best idea.
Okay.
Whips out his foot.
So
It's a note. 1950. Still works.
it's a Star Trek communicator.
Writes the letter, hands it off to a guy on a horse. The police will be
It's a
here in
carrier
6 to
pigeon.
8 weeks.
So Chuck
How do you
arrived at the bottom of the staircase and into the alleyway with Sam, and you can hear the barkeep speaking loudly into the telephone. Yes, there's a couple strangers hanging out in the alleyway. I see all this blood everywhere.
Oh, in hindsight, that probably doesn't look all that great.
Well, we got to explain what happened. They know people are disappearing in the town. We have to
Yeah.
tell them what we were doing and see if we can find him. See if we can find Bill.
I guess so.
Follow the trail while it's fresh.
Okay. So you follow the trail of blood. It goes around to the front of the tavern, which is now closed. The barkeep just happened to be cleaning up. And you see scraps of clothing sort of on the way towards a warehouse. And then it peters out and there's no more blood. And pretty soon you hear sirens as the police arrive to the tavern.
Sir, it might be best if you do all the talking.
Okay, great.
So the police arrive, and the barkeep comes out with them and sort of pointing in your direction as you walk back towards the squad car. And the policeman has one hand on his gun, and then he notices you, and then he moves his hand away from the gun.
So is it the same guy we met?
It is. It
Okay.
is. Oh, it's you.
Yeah.
What's all this? What's all this blood?
Well, we're still trying to figure everything out. So we were here with Bill. You know Bill,
The
unfortunately.
wino?
The
Yep.
wino.
He's the only person we know who's directly seen the guy. Or the creature, or the...
Where is he?
Well, that's the thing. We were sitting up top there, on top of the bar, trying to keep an eye out, and he was just taken.
Oh God, not another one. First the doctor yesterday, and now him?
The doctor?
Well, yes, you didn't hear?
No.
Yeah, Dr. Roberts. He's gone.
What the hell?
Okay, Sam's the thin man. Case closed. Let's wrap it up.
The thin man is jealous, so he keeps taking everyone Sam tries to sleep with.
I didn't know Bill the
I'm not
Wino was on
sleeping
that
with
list.
anybody. I am very tired, though.
Yes, you are showing your ankles. That is scandalous.
They don't call you Wham Bam Thank You Sam for nothing.
Actually, that's not what they
Sir.
call it anymore.
Sir, this is getting
Look at
really
the way-
serious.
I know, we are really in danger ourselves here.
Maybe we
But-
should go back to the movie set and see if Daniel's
I don't
found
think we
anything.
should travel through the desert at all right now, but let's give him a call.
I have a horse with no name.
I have a
Well,
horse named
There's
Tuesday.
desert.
Before you can traipse around, the policeman essentially enlists you to do a little cursory search around the warehouse, make sure we haven't missed any clues. He does call
Okay.
for some backup, and then he's going to need you guys to come down to the station and give some statements. Unfortunately,
Okay, not a
So,
problem.
Why don't you each give me a spot hidden roll?
Let's see how much I can roll by this time.
Night.
All right, 45 out of
Ooh.
Yeah, baby.
nice.
And
And, all right, you both make your spot
Double.
hidden rolls. Big time. And so as you're wandering around the warehouse, you do find a smashed bottle of booze. The bottom has been busted out, and the bottle itself is jagged. There is a bit of weird glistening fluid on the jagged edges of the bottle.
What is that? On the
Maybe
edge of the
Bill-
bottle there.
Maybe Bill got a little hit on him, or on the thin guy.
You think he
You
got an
know?
attack in?
Maybe. It could be blood.
Let's check it
I
out.
need to do that.
Let's check it out.
What does that mean?
All right.
Do we have something that we can put
Can
this
we go look
bottle
at it?
in?
Yeah, you can look at it. It appears to be some weird green fluid, sort of viscous,
Green?
glistening, almost iridescent.
I knew
Is
that
there
slime
any,
from
like,
the Nickelodeon channel was evil.
Is there a path nearby that, sort of like a blood path if someone was hurt, leading to any direction?
Okay. So the blood path petered out a little while ago, and
Like
but
the
there
iridescent
is-
blood, though.
There is a few more drops of green iridescent fluid a couple feet away. It appears to be going a little bit away. So yeah, you can see it in the darkness, just a couple of drops here and there.
I think we need to follow this. We need to.
We're gonna die. But yeah, let's follow it. Gotta die sometime.
Tell the
Yeah, I believe
officer
that would
what
be
we're
it.
doing.
I believe that'd be a track roll.
Track.
Oh, great.
Hey!
Oh, shoot.
Sam, you're able to pick up the trail.
Mm-hmm.
It does appear to meander through a warehouse, an empty warehouse, and then up onto a rooftop.
Another roof. That makes me nervous. Guys, can you see this? It goes up onto the roof here.
They can see it.
Trail. Should we go
Well,
up?
We came this far. Let's not turn around now.
Okay.
Roll for climb.
You
You
can
immediately break your
climb.
ankles looking
It's
at
no
the light.
problem. It's no problem. So who's in the lead?
I'll take the lead.
And at this stage, it is just the two of you.
Oh man, the cops ditched us.
The police officer has to stay back. He's putting down markers where the weird drops are, and
Y'all need more law enforcement in this town.
he's already called for backup.
Well, if I
but
was there.
it'll take a little while for them to get here. So,
Well, let's do
So-
it. Let's go. What do I
Okay.
have in my items?
Chuck, you're in the lead, and you attain the rooftop, and you can easily see up here in the moonlight that it meanders along the top of the rooftop, and then leaps 5 feet over an alleyway onto another a rooftop that's slightly lower than the one you're on. If you want to continue without having to climb down, you're going to need a jump or something like that.
Oh, my jump is not very good.
I don't know
Mine
if we
is-
want to risk
oh, wait a
jumping
minute.
this, sir. I think can we see if there's access from here over? Do you see a ladder or anything?
You would have to go back.
The
You'd
next
have to
building?
backtrack.
Okay, we can't see like where a ladder comes up onto the other rooftop.
Not within this
Okay.
alley. You'd have to go back down the way you came and then go search
Mhm.
around the other side.
Sir, I'm going to stay on this roof and keep an eye out. You want to go down and see if you can get to the other roof?
Okay.
Do it.
I'm doing it.
Doesn't sound like it.
So Chuck, rather than me tell you what you're doing, you tell me what you're doing.
All right, so I'm
Yes.
down and I'm going over towards the other building.
Mhm.
And is there a ladder?
You do see one on the east side.
All right, I'm heading up.
East side.
You attain the top, and you can see there is more of the droplets, and it looks like it goes over towards another building that's connected, and then disappears into an open skylight.
Hmm.
All right, so can I see a way to get to the other roof without going down?
Yeah, it's a connected building, so you can
Okay.
easily just walk it.
All right, Sam, come on over here.
What do you see?
Where things are gonna get ugly.
Okay, I'm coming over.
All right, what?
Am I-
Let's see what weaponry I got. What weapons
How-
do you got, Sam? We're
How
gonna need 'em.
close is that building to where the officer was making the markers around the green stuff?
You're easily 2 or 3 buildings away at this point.
Okay. All right. I've got my 22 on me, loaded and ready to go. Yeah, probably.
All right, so you up here with me?
Yeah, I go to the next building, climb up, and meet up with the boss.
All right. I do not have a flashlight. Do you?
I don't have a flashlight, no, but there's enough moonlight and streetlight, I believe, that we can see fairly decently on top of the roofs. But once we get
No,
into
it's
that
going
building,
in. That's when things are gonna get
yeah,
ugly.
we're going to be in trouble.
Well, can we see if we can borrow the cop's flashlight? Sam, go run over there and see if you can steal it. Well, don't steal it. See if you can use it.
Go steal that cop's flashlight.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, so I'm going to run to the officer real quick. I'm going to backtrack and let him know what we're doing.
Okay, he hands it to you.
Thank you. Can you, if you're able to, once your other officers arrive, can you try opening the front door of this building? We're going to try going in through the skylight. Maybe we can meet in the middle.
You bet. He's going to
Whoever's
run back to his squad car and give them instructions to meet at that building.
Great. All right. I'm going back up.
Okay.
I meet back up with the boss.
All right.
Because he
All right,
has
let's
the
shine
best
the light
words.
in through the skylight.
You can see it's a warehouse below, and there are a bunch of skids and boxes. Just below, you can see a couple of the green dots below on the boxes. It's not very much of a drop.
Nowhere else.
Nope. Appears to have gone straight through the skylight.
Oh, boy.
What are we gonna do? This is probably 70% suicide here if we go in.
Well, we know whoever or whatever it is in this building. And we know that it's someone that can be damaged, hurt.
So we just go in guns a-blazing?
We could wait for the police officers to come in down at the bottom, down on the street level once they get here, which shouldn't be long
Did
now.
you see any other exit? Any windows or open doors or anything that we could lose them in?
Not that I saw.
Sam?
I didn't see any other windows or anything.
All right, I think we should.
At the front door, the building's connected to the other, so there's no that they've got a common wall unless there's something on the inside that we can't see where they can go from building to building. I think we have it trapped.
All right, so let's sit. Let's hang out right at the edge of the roof there so we can see the skylight and see the front door, and we'll wait for the
Mhm.
cops.
Okay. I think that's good.
Okay. So remind me what you're doing.
We're gonna wait for the police
are.
to arrive for backup.
Okay. As you do see a couple squad cars pull around, and you see the other policeman who was arrived on the scene start, basically rushing up, or pulling his car up rather. And as the other squad cars pull up, you can see their headlights are coming through into the building below, evidently through an open door, potentially downstairs, down in the warehouse.
So the front door's already open?
Appears that way. And it's actually a bay door. It's sort of like one of those sliding barn door.
Right.
We were watching it though, weren't we?
It was already open.
It was already open by the time you arrived.
Well, let's keep following the green dot trail.
Yeah, let's go in. We're going in.
So you jump through the skylight?
Action movie
Gracefully.
style and everything. Just
Yeah. More description.
So I'm gonna jump through the skylight
Okay.
as he
You
shines
land
the
on the
light for me
boxes.
to see.
I
Yep.
want to open it first.
You land on the boxes, and Sam, the first thing you notice is a wave of decayed earth waft over you.
Eau de Parfum new from Ralph Lauren.
Oh, Judas.
Steady, let's just focus on the blood trail and don't look around too much.
Okay, get in here. I need you in here with me.
All right.
You're very
I'm with you.
enthusiastic.
Do we see any more of the blood?
Yes, you do. You see it a few drops. There are actually a lot less of it now, and it leads out the door. Where
Out
cops
the
are
double barn
starting
door
to
thing.
run. Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right, let's keep following them.
Okay.
Okay.
We
And then
waved
on the
the
way
police
out,
over
it's-
with us.
Yeah, on the way out, let's let the cops know that there's more than likely a decayed body in that room.
Okay. Why don't you give me another track roll?
Don't blow it.
Oh, I didn't know it.
Oh,
Nice, George.
dude.
Okay, you
doubles.
both easily succeed. So you step outside, have a few words with the police, and you go no more than 10 feet, and you see that the green dots have stopped. And a few feet after that, you see there are tire tracks.
What the hell? Tire tracks.
Oh shit! I know who it is.
It's the police
But we-
officer.
oh,
Let's wrap this up.
It's the car.
All right, can we get to a phone? No, that's too metagame. Damn.
To a phone.
Phones aren't a real thing.
So
What?
it's about pretty close to like 1:30 o'clock in the morning at this point.
Yeah,
Well-
I think we need to, if we can, get this night under our belt, and we need to get back to the movie
Well,
set
first
and check
you
with
must go to the
Daniel.
police station.
Yeah, we'll do the report first. Yeah.
So the police basically take your statement down at the station, and right around 3:30 is when they let you out.
Mhm.
They totally believe you. Obviously, they're perplexed as what the heck is happening, but this is maybe the most information and clues that they've seen so far. So that's a little heartening to them, and they quickly realize, or at least the main cop there, whose name I can't. Oh, Rob Harper.
Mhm.
Rob Harper recognizes the fact that you'd probably be a better asset out there still investigating than if you were locked up or being held for more questioning. So he lets you go at about 3:30 in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we need to get some sleep.
Try to get some sleep.
Each of
Head
you
back to
give
the
me a
motel.
con roll.
A what roll?
Con.
Constitution?
Mhm.
No, you're going to jail.
All right. You both are very exhausted and fall asleep immediately. and get a good night's sleep as much as you can.
Right.
So the dawn arrives. Daniel, back to you, my friend.
I'm going to hop up and go see if I can't figure out what David is doing, because he still seems a little suspicious.
Before you can do that, when you awaken, the first thing you see is the stack of books next to your bedside.
I need to stop sleep stacking.
And
Or
this time,
sleep.
another title catches your eye.
Hmm.
And it's called Indian Legends of Yorba Linda.
Huh. I'm going to grab that book and once again, I'm going to skim the blurb on the back, see if I can.
Rather than that, is there a role that might be appropriate here? I mean, I don't know if library use, because I'm not technically in a library. I don't think there's a read or.
I mean, education maybe.
You know, I really like the library use. I think that took the place of research and so forth.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no research anymore, right?
Right.
Oh, they're doing really well, which means one of us has to not. Oh.
All right, you needed a 20 and you got 50. So that is a failure. So yeah, it's essentially you can read the back of the blurb. It's no big deal.
Okay.
But basically it's a book about just crazy urban legends, Indian stuff. Like, back in the gold mine period, the Indians would bury their dead willy-nilly, and essentially the gold miners would come and build towns upon them, and the spirits would visit the people in their dreams, something along those lines. You're having a real rough time.
I'm going to hold on to that book until I may be able to find someone else in our group who's a little better at analyzing things than I am.
Okay, great.
And then we are going to go look for Mr. I'm the Star.
Okay. Well, you go up to his trailer, I assume?
Sure, let's start
Or you
there.
tell me what you're going to do. I don't want to explain it.
Do I know what time it is right now?
Mm-hmm. It is dawn, so we're getting close. It's right around 5:45 a.m. Let's put it that way.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna park myself out, I guess, like halfway between his trailer and the rest of the set, so it doesn't look like I'm staring at him from outside of his trailer.
Okay.
And then I'm going to make myself look busy until he comes out.
Great. Why don't you give me a stealth then?
Oh boy. Statistically, if I fail enough, one of these has to work eventually.
It's not true.
It's not that one. It's not
You
that
need a
one.
20, you need a 28. So
It was close though.
you're sort of just hanging out, and then right around 6:05, a gopher comes rushing up to David Parker's trailer and timidly knocks at the door. And a couple minutes goes by, and the gopher looks very fretful. He's like kind of looking over and checking his watch, and knocks again, and the door swings open, almost hitting the guy in the face. David Parker's standing there just bleary-eyed and deep circles under his eyes, and he immediately looks, and then he looks back at the gopher. What? Sir, you have to be on set. I know, and he slams the door shut.
Rude much? Interesting, considering, as far as I know, he got a good night's sleep. Why would he still be all cranky and whatnot?
Indeed.
I'm gonna keep keeping an eye on him.
So after about 5 glorious minutes, David Parker strolls out, doesn't cast a glance your way, and heads straight to wardrobe.
Oh, considering the nice dinner we had last night, I at least expected a hello.
Or a wink,
Okay.
wink, nudge, nudge.
Something like that. Okay, I guess I'm heading off to wardrobe.
All right, you head towards wardrobe.
And I'm going to, let's see, so we're in wardrobe. I'm sorry, there's not a whole lot going on over here. Not
You
all of
make
us are
it up.
as
Make it up.
Matt, may I remind you, you make the story.
And then a unicorn comes in. Oh,
I said story, not fantasy.
This is real, bitch.
oh.
Oh, it's going to get real.
I'm going to continue to attempt to be sneaky and not. So we're just going to, again, stick close to David, but not too close. Because
With the
him
intent of...
trying to figure out what's wrong with him. I know something is wrong with him at this point. I watched him go into his trailer and go to sleep, and as far as I know, he was out for the night. So it strikes me as odd that he wakes up in the morning and he's, dark bags and circles, and he's really upset. And I think I want to kind of keep pushing on that and see if I can't figure out what's up with him.
All right, so have you ever seen the X-Files?
Yes, I have.
So there are two kinds of X-Files episodes. Okay, there are those when Mulder and Scully investigate, and then there are those where they just show up and things happen,
Right.
and they don't have anything to do with it. They either make something happen or they don't. So keep that in mind as we go back to Sam and Chuck.
What the fuck, Chuck?
All right, so we still following the blood trail. Oh no, we got to tire tracks,
Yep.
and then we
No,
went to
we're
bed.
sleeping.
So we're waking up.
And then you went to sleepy sleep.
Right.
We're waking up.
All right. Well,
You're breaking up.
I'm waking up.
let's go and see if the tire tracks are still there. I'm assuming they're going to be degraded.
Okay. Go revisit that site.
Yeah.
Okay, you arrive at the site. There is police tape all over the place.
And the tire tracks.
Why don't you give me a spot hidden roll?
Yeah, I want to see if the tire tracks are.
Or a track roll, whichever one's better for you.
Nope.
Spot hidden's better.
Spot hidden is a fail.
Yes.
Sam, you see a little bit of the tire track after the evening dew is settled.
All right. Let's
Or the
attempt to
dawn
track.
dew, I should say.
Yeah, what direction is it heading? I mean, obviously it's.
Sam can tell it is headed back towards the highway.
Okay.
And once we get to the highway, we're going to lose them because there's not going to be
Yeah, of
tire
course.
tracks on the highway.
Right.
So,
Um,
okay, well, let's think of it this way. The highway is either heading towards the city or away from the city.
Mhm.
It wouldn't make sense for him to go to the highway to come back to the city. So assuming
Right.
he's going away, so what's in that direction? Is it the set?
Well, so it's headed towards the highway, which you can go north or south.
Right. And the movie set is north or south.
Okay, so the movie set is actually south, right? It shows
Okay.
that on the map.
All right.
Oh,
Is the
yeah.
So do we have any
wall
reason
right?
to think?
Right.
Do we have any reason to think that he's going south?
I don't think so. But what else is out here? I mean,
Well, we
we're-
have the sheer fact that this similar things potentially have been happening.
right. It happened.
Debatable, but so it seems like a reasonable assessment that we should get in contact with someone at the set and see if all is well.
That's a good idea.
So let's
Let's
make that.
call.
Let's get to a call.
Plus-
Phone. And
Plus,
make
that
call.
guy needs his car back. We've had it for 2 days.
That's true. I forgot
That was
about
like
the
a
guy's
week.
car.
So we should bring him his car back.
Okay.
It's
You know
just
what?
Valentine's
This
Day.
set
Why
then.
don't we
don't
just
have to
go? Why
call.
don't we just
Yeah.
go to the movie set? We need to check in with
let's just
Daniel
go.
anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Well, it's pretty quick to get back to the set. I think it's about 30 to 45 minutes outside of town, and you guys pull up, and you see poor Daniel come out of the wardrobe, looking dejected and annoyed slightly.
What's going on, Daniel? Fill us in. What's been happening?
Well, I think our main star is bipolar.
Why do you mean
Seriously.
that? Why do you say that?
He likes two poles.
Yeah. Likes both of the poles, if you know what I'm
Because he's
saying.
into gay threesomes. What else?
So this morning and yesterday morning, he was really tired. When I saw him, he was really tired and upset and cranky. But yesterday, he, in the middle of the day when we were shooting, hops into his Jeep and just kind of floors it off into God knows where, comes back later and is all howdy-doody happy, everything is fine.
How long was he gone?
Couple hours, maybe? I mean, we had stopped shooting to wait for him to come back.
Because Sam, yesterday during the day, the doctor disappeared. Right?
No, I think it was after dinner, wasn't it? Yeah, it was after we
Yes.
had dinner.
Okay.
So it was right before I saw him.
You saw him?
We all did.
You haven't like watched David's place overnight, right? You can't
I staked
verify
out
that he stayed
I staked out his trailer for a couple hours last night, and I heard
a
snoring.
couple hours.
So
What time would you say you stopped staking it out?
somewhere a little after midnight.
And our stuff went down at what, 2 to 3 a.m.?
Right around there, 1 o'clock. Right around
And
1 o'clock, I
you
think.
you woke up and he was back here? I'm assuming you woke up at 6 or 7?
Yeah, and he was back in his trailer. Wasn't happy to be
How'd
woken
he
up
look?
by one of our gophers. Nearly hit the guy in the face when he slammed his door open.
Did he have any injuries?
Not that I could see, no.
Hmm.
Although
Sam, I'm wondering.
I was talking
What
with-
does he drive?
he drives an old Jeep.
Oh shit, Sam! We should have taken a picture of the tire tracks. I have a camera.
So
For
I've been
tire
able to
talking
get it
to,
developed, though.
to Bill
It's true.
over the past couple days about his book. And according to what I've found out, it says that it's based on a real life account. And from what I've been able to dig up, apparently Green Grove was an actual town back in the day. It was a boom town, gold miners and whatnot. And the local urban legend has it that they just so happened to build their town on top of an Indian burial ground, and that the spirits of the Indians came up one night and dragged everyone down into the earth. Everyone in the town disappeared all at once, and that was that. Not to mention,
What do
someone
we
keeps
know about-
stacking books beside my my table at night.
What do we know about David Parker's past? We know he's a B-list actor who's never been in a major role and who happened to be around. Let's go talk to Bill about this.
Before we do that, I'm going to take out this point. I take out the Legends book. This showed up beside my table this morning, and I don't know if someone's trying to tell me something or whatnot, but I couldn't get anything out of it. Maybe one of you might want to take a look at it and see if anything kind of stands out to you.
All right, let me take a look.
All right, so Chuck, you can give me a either spot hidden or libraries. But libraries is great. So that's a very good success. So Chuck, the first thing you notice is the book belongs to the Yorba Linda Library. There is a card right in the front that Daniel missed. And
Pretty big miss there, Dan.
not to pick on that.
You can only
Daniel
read the
Tiny
back of
William.
books.
Chuck, from just a quick glance, quick flip through, you can tell that this basically there's a couple pages that are earmarked that appear to be well read, and it's essentially a section of the book which discusses a monster that came from the earth, quotation marks, and was driven back from whence it came with magic and gold. And supposedly it was sealed beneath the earth with the use of golden words. And also, according to the book, the Indian name translates roughly into English as the thin one or the skinny one.
What the hell?
Let's. Oh, fuck.
So maybe someone is trying to tell us something.
I wonder if we can find out who checked the book out.
Does the library card have a date on it? Was it stamped of the date it was checked out?
It does have a date on it, and the date was about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, great. Now we're going to have to pay late fees on it.
Well, so that's one option we have.
We can. I can't believe this is stuff has been happening at both ends. Books stacked. Books stacked by your bed.
Daniel, why don't you give me a wisdom check? Is that a thing still? Wisdom?
I don't think so.
Is it
There's
intelligence?
intelligence.
It might be
Intelligence, yeah.
education.
Intelligence or education?
Which is higher for you?
Education is higher.
Go ahead and roll that.
Don't blow it.
You did blow it. So you're pretty sure that someone has been sneaking in and stacking books by your bedside. Perhaps giving you clues.
Do you have any idea who would have done this? And how you can sleep so heavily while they're stacking books next to your face?
Man, I spent years in the Army in the middle of a
That's
war
true.
zone. If there's one thing I can do, it's sleep around
It's stack book.
noise.
Oh,
That's true. Stack books.
I'm in the Army, not the
while
book
sleep.
stacking corps, damn it.
he was the army librarian.
Oh, scheisse. So what do you think we should do? I think we should definitely follow up the library lead. I think that might be a good
Why don't-
option for us.
why
It's
don't
not going
you
to take
and-
everybody.
Why don't you and Daniel run into town for the library? I'm going to talk to Bill about Dave.
Okay. We
Keep
can do
your
that.
eye on him. There's
Can we take a
something
car instead
about
of
him
run?
that's-
No, I prefer you to run. You're putting on a few
Right.
pounds.
Sexist pig.
Nice.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh.
We know if we can either catch a cab or if that guy's willing to let us borrow his car again, or
We just brought it back. Can we have it again?
He's like,
Wait,
no,
only
but
took it for.
I'm happy to give you a lift if you want. I have to go
For a week.
into town because you guys
and a
bastards
half.
kept my car.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great. We're so sorry.
thanks a
We'll
lot.
pay
man.
the 4 cents for gas.
All right, Sam and Daniel head towards town with Tony.
All right, I'm gonna go
Chuck.
find Bill.
All right, Bill is actually having a spot of lunch and reading over a script in his trailer. He's happy to see you again. Oh, Chuck, how's it going?
Bill, I need to know everything you know about David Parker.
Okay, well, come on in. Drink?
No, thank you.
All right. Well, you don't mind if I have one, do you?
Nope.
All right, he pours himself just a little spot of scotch. Swirls it around with a nice cube. So what do you want to know about that asshole?
Everything.
Everything. You're gonna have to
Everything
be a
you know
whole lot
about
more specific,
before
buddy.
he showed up here. What do you know about his history?
Well, I don't know much about his history. I know that he's been in a couple B movies. They haven't done very well. He signed on here, and as a secondary part. But then when our main guy left, John Stand, basically he got the job. He had the capabilities, we thought, and I think, and there's been a little bit of rumor going around the set too, that he might have had a little something to do with pulling through the funding.
Huh.
But I don't know. All I know is the money came, and if it came with him attached, then so be it.
What kind of you guys got to collect some sort of documentation for when you hire him on as an employee, birth certificate, social security, something.
No, not really. I mean, he's been around town. I mean, he's under contract back at the studios in Hollywood, so he's a gun for hire. We don't really care about the rest of it.
Well, do the studios have any contracts or anything with him?
I'm sure they do. You'd have to go through the studio.
So you guys don't have any info?
His studio, his agent. No, we don't really
Report
care
you to
about
the IRS. It's something shady there.
that. It's 1951, bastard.
Yeah.
Around in 1951. Yeah.
No, they weren't, George. They were created in 1952. Everyone knows this.
All right, guys. New plan. We go back in time to invent the IRS. Next week.
Let me just go over Time Machines R Us and pick us up.
Oh, boy. Well, that was not helpful.
82 out of 50.
Well, if there's nothing else, Chuck.
Or up.
Bill, I think for the safety of your people, we need access to a car.
Well, you're welcome to take
Anything,
a
a
ride
motorcycle, anything. But it's got to be
well.
something we can have consistently.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm not going anywhere, so feel free to use my car anytime you like.
Sweet.
All right, thanks. Now,
Here's the keys.
what's the filming schedule today?
We're pretty wall to wall. I think we're going to be going until at least 11.
All right, I'll be around. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. See you at dinner.
All right.
It's like pulling teeth.
Chuck is
Same old
very
Chuck.
blunt.
Same old Chuck. Okay, what would you like to do while these guys continue to head
I wanna
into town?
go-
You have a little bit of time to kill.
I want to verify that Dave is on set and busy, first of all.
Okay, why don't you give me a spot hidden? You need a 45 or below. You got a 60, so that's a failure. So you do have a lot of problems tracking him down. One gopher says he's in wardrobe. You go over to wardrobe. They say, no, he's not due there for another hour. And you check the mess hall. He's not there. He's not in his trailer. And his Jeep is sitting right there. So it's not like so he might be out walking somewhere.
Oh,
You
I
have a
want
drop-
to take a look
tough
at that Jeep.
Okay. We'll go ahead and give me a spot hidden. How's that? Okay, that's 72 out of 45, so that's another failure. So his Jeep's locked up. You can look inside, and it looks like just a normal Jeep.
All right. Well, the next action I want to take depends on me finding Dave. So I guess I would just keep searching for him.
Okay. All right, let's cut back to Daniel and Sam.
Mhm.
You guys are dropped off in town at the library. Tony says, pick you up in an hour.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for the ride.
No problem. Do you notice I sound like every other character?
I wasn't
doing?
Characters. What's this guy talking about?
Great. I can't remember Tony. Was he like, what the hell are you doing, you punks?
Yes,
Was
that's
that
what
it?
it was. That was good. Yes.
Punks. Or was that Dick Johnson? Come on,
That
you
was Dick
punk.
Johnson.
It was Dick Johnson. I think Tony was a little lighter. He was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, so I'll pick up in an hour. Bye. Peels away.
So we got 60 minutes.
Yep.
I'm Morley Safer. And I'm
Chris
dead.
Hansen,
All right,
please have a seat.
Let's
All right.
bring this book in and see what the librarian can tell us.
Okay. You walk in. It's actually a pretty nice looking library for the size of town it is. And there's a sort of spinstery looking lady behind the desk, and she kind of looks at you warily as you come in.
Librarians are dangerous. Be careful.
She can hear you.
She's right there.
You ass.
The summer reading
Excuse me, ma'am. We had a couple questions about this book.
Well, really, is there a role that you would like to maybe?
Why do these people keep talking about rolling things?
I just thought we'd get that.
Would it be jump or intimidate?
Well, that depends. What are you going to do? Are you going to try to charm?
Let's see. Hold on. Let me look. I'm going to charm her.
Okay.
If that doesn't work,
It's
I
a
am
librarian.
relocating.
Go for it.
Oh, I went for it.
And you succeeded quite well. And so
Another date in my future.
So the spinstery looking lady, she has a tight gray bun, but she looks like she's maybe late 30s, right around there, maybe on the cusp of 40. She does have the little spinstery glasses and the chain around the neck and the whole thing, and a sort of severe shirt. And as you approach and ask your question, her suspicious eyes kind of soften slightly. You notice that the her nameplate says Katie Moore. Yes, may I help you?
Yeah, we just had a couple questions about this book, and I put the book on the counter.
Well, certainly you've come to the right place, young lady.
Are you able to tell me who checked this book out of this library?
We're not supposed to give that information out.
It's extremely important, and it involves the missing people.
And you are?
Well, this is my boss. He can explain why we're here. Oh, no,
Hi.
he's not with us. Shit, sorry.
She kind of looks at you. Why don't you go ahead and give me a charm roll?
Oh boy. I don't think I'm gonna get that lucky.
Oh.
No, you didn't. She kind of looks at you, very suspicious again.
Well, we're working with the police to try to track down these people that are disappearing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the only clue that we have found so far is this book.
That's
If
odd.
there's
What about this book
anything
is a
you can
clue?
do, it showed up on the movie set.
Oh, that is strange.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything else you can tell me about it? Who checked it out? Anything?
Like I said, we're not supposed to give that out.
Under these circumstances, would you be able to do that at this time?
I guess I'm failing to see your logic.
Seduce her.
But I would really like to help you. I would really like to help you.
Have you ever been to an Italian restaurant?
This great Italian place.
There's
Bottle of
83
red,
in this town.
bottle of white.
Do you like breadsticks?
I can get you one
Because I
of
can
the salad
get a double
breadsticks for just
breadstick.
$9.95.
Yeah, yes, here, please.
And she reaches out to take it. She brushes your fingertips and takes the book, looks through it, looks up at you. Well, as I said, this is overdue, and so I'm going to have to take it back. But please tell me more about this. Do you have some theories?
Actually, I don't have any theories. That's why we were hoping you could help.
Well, you seem like a very smart young lady.
I am. Thank you. And lead a horse to water, my friend.
Trust me, I'm trying.
I know. I don't know what to do. I have no idea what to do.
What do you have in Persuade? Is that something you could...
What do you have in beating bitch over the head with the back of your gun?
I already charmed her, guys. I charmed her really well.
Pretty well. Not really
Oh,
well.
she-
I have a 70 in fighting brawl. I can hit her over the back of the head, and we can take through the card catalog on her own.
Oh.
So how long have you been a librarian here?
Well, I've been here for the last decade. Can you believe it?
10 years?
Yes. That's
Really?
what a decade means, young lady.
So
Huh.
what? You're like 26.
Oh shit!
Huh. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, I enjoy long walks along the riverbank, and I really like a good book.
Actually, can you hold on real quick 1 second? Hey,
Sure,
Daniel,
I'll
can
hold.
you check around the library real quick and just see if there's anything that catches your eye?
Oh yeah, I love reading.
Boy, so you go. Lady.
Lady.
So I go.
Okay.
Sorry,
I'm
sorry
gonna walk
for that
off and
interruption.
start
Let's
looking
not
for
talk-
anything in the
Tell
library
your,
that.
tell your friend to take all the time he needs to browse.
Great. I'm gonna at this point head off.
Talking to you.
Gonna head
You're
off and
browsing.
see if there's anything that pertains to like anything similar to that book or anything that could
Right.
potentially help us with what we're looking for in the stacks.
Amazing. Why don't you give me a spot hidden?
The way my luck has been going.
It's great. You failed.
Yep.
No,
those are books.
He put the
I'm
blindfold on and went for a walk.
This one's blue. This one's red. This one's green.
So what is it you do for a living?
I'm actually an investigator, a private
Oh, my.
investigator. I know.
Really?
Yeah,
What types
it's not
of-
as exciting as you think.
It sounds pretty exciting from where I'm sitting.
Well, maybe we should get a cup of coffee or something, and I could tell you all about it.
Do what?
Get a cup of coffee, and I can tell you all about it.
I would love that. Should we go now?
Are you able to leave the library at this time?
Absolutely.
It's pretty busy.
She puts out to lunch.
Shut it down.
And she grabs her satchel and says, "The coffee shop's just up the way. The diner."
All right, let's go.
Right.
Bye, Daniel.
Bye.
So
Goodbye.
Daniel continues his searches through his unfruitful searches through the library, and
I
Do I notice that they left? Like, did I see her go out with the librarian?
oh, absolutely, Sam is darn near arm in arm with
Can
Kate
I-
Moore. Katie Moore.
Can I sneak behind the counter and see if I can't dig anything out on my own while they're gone?
Absolutely, you can't.
Damn
You rolled so shitty.
It's not my fault.
I see books.
That's pretty. I think we've established Daniel. So Sam,
Danny.
you and Katie,
I'm just gonna go to the kids section and read Dr.
and-
Seuss.
slip into a booth and order a couple cups of coffee. She puts her satchel down. She says, so tell me more about you, types of investigations that you do. What are you working on right now?"
Well, like I said, we're trying to figure out where the people are going that are disappearing in the town and on the movie set, actually.
Oh, yes, the Thin
Mhm.
Jack.
Thin
Very strange,
Jack?
isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what I've heard. That's what people are calling him.
Are they? Yeah,
It's in
that is
all the
true.
newspapers.
All of them? There's
Maybe
only
you haven't
one.
heard. Yeah, I know.
Where have
That's
you
all of
been?
Well, actually, word has
Technically.
gotten out. Word has gotten out. So other newspapers are sending reporters now too.
So, are you okay? Are you scared
I'm
of
fine.
living in the town with all this happening?
Trust me, I'm very far from worried.
Really? Why do you say that?
Well, I'll tell you a little secret, young lady.
Okay. I like secrets.
My great, 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 great grandmother
Hmm.
was an investigator,
Really?
like you. And actually, it wasn't great. It was just great grandmother. There we go. It's out in the open now. Great grandmother. And she happened to have a book.
Really? What was it about?
Well, it seems that back in 1867, something happened to the town of Green Grove. Maybe you've heard about it?
Yeah.
All of the people disappeared. And they say it was the Indian spirits rising from the ground to drag the townspeople down into the earth.
I've heard that too.
It's bullshit, if you'll pardon my French.
I love it that you're frank.
My grandmother knew.
I thought she was Katie.
Yeah,
I'm Frank.
Frank.
Frank's my
Set
middle
that
name.
one up. I put that shit on everything.
You shit on everything.
Well, let me tell you, Sam, my
Mhm.
grandmother knew better, and
Okay.
I know better, because she found the book, and she reaches into her satchel, and she drags out a large tome, leather bound with brass fittings, and slaps it on the table and pushes it toward you. And that's where we're going to end it.
Oh, you motherfucker.
Oh. Maybe I'll roll better next week. Probably not. Though.
I doubt it.
Probably
Probably
not.
not.
Meanwhile, Dan is back at the library reading children's books.
What did you put all your points into? Counting?
Oh boy.
140 in accounting.
Everything's in swimming. Every single point he has is in swimming. He's the greatest swimmer to ever
No,
live.
all my points are in computer use. Oh, wait.
It's operating heavy machinery.
Holy shit. That's good.
If we had a tractor around, we would have
If you ever need to navigate anywhere, though, I'm good for that.
Good to go. Good to go.
I can
Well,
also, jump, swim, and throw.
Yeah, you guys got lucky with
And
loud
climb. I can
Yeah.
climb.
Then it kind of
Yeah.
got back to reality. So
I wasted all my good luck on that stealth roll.
right?
Yes, that was a good roll, though.
Everything went downhill from there.
All right. So how'd you guys like those episodes?
That was good. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, intense.
Good. Glad to hear it. All right. So that's going to be it for this episode of the Lovecraft Tapes. Feel free to reach out from Beyond the Veil with any comments or reviews. You can find us at the Lovecraft. I always
Love crepes.
You can find us at thelovecrafttapes.com. Easy for you to say. And on Twitter at Lovecraft Tapes. You can find me on Twitter at Boomstick Brew.
And if anyone wants to follow Daniel's continuing adventures in the children's section of the library, look me up on Twitter at TheRealWeirdKid.
I have to replace my can on a string, so I'll be off the grid for about a week.
I stole his previous can on a string.
Okay. Well, that's it for this time, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
All right. That is the end of that. So we're going to go ahead and stop the broadcast.